Deena moved in with me 3 years ago, and her daughter moved in about 4 months after that. I don't trust Karenna at all. I believe Tommie is a bad influence on Karenna. The best way to describe Tommie is he's a wannabe thug and a liar. He acts like he's some kind of gangster. I've learned he was arrested for drugs at school and that he sells drugs. Karenna needs to be away from Tommie for her own good. Karenna and Tommie smoke weed around my house, in the car, in the driveway, in the backyard. That really bothers me. So I have a 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I don't want them to be exposed to that behavior. My oldest son found one of Karenna's vape pens and put it in the drawer in his room. Karenna has also stolen money from my kids that they've had laying around in their rooms. It angers me seeing this stuff. Deena kicked Karenna out. I was gonna be the one to kick her out, but Deena beat me to it. I really don't want her back in my house.
So you don't really know him?
No.
You just know what you see. And
from what I see and hear.
You know that she had issues before he ever came along?
Yes, except that they elevated after he came along.
It elevated more so because this is the only person that I'm ever around. I hang out with him because I feel like at least I'm wanted, my company is wanted. At home, it's always you guys in your room and the boys doing their own thing, and I'm the odd one out. So why am I gonna wanna stay and be at home when I don't even feel like I'm wanted there?
You've been included when we go to dinner. You've been included in several family functions. We didn't have to, but we did because we wanted you there.
Just like you didn't have to leave me alone for a year, but you did that anyways.
You're right. That does not dismiss the things that you've done.
You're right. I know I've made mistakes and I'll take accountability for that. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but at the same time, you think that just because you're here now, that for the time that you weren't here, that it's just that, oh, well, I'm here now, so it doesn't matter. I was young, and I needed you, and
Absolutely.
you weren't
And
there.
you know what? With the exception of that little bit of time, and it does not excuse my behavior, it does not excuse me not being there. I 100% take ownership for that. But I have been there, and we had a good relationship. We did things together.
In your head.
Really? I don't think so.
You have some charges pending against you.
Yes.
For what?
Stealing from my job.
What was your theory, A, about getting away with that, and B, justifying that?
I was under the impression that I'm gonna be living in my car, and I didn't have insurance on it. It wasn't registered, so I felt like I was in survival mode, and I know it wasn't right, but I just felt like I was doing what I had to do at the time.
You don't steal from people. You don't go to your job and steal $768.
I know.
And you stole money out of my bank account.
I didn't steal it out of your bank account. Your card was linked to my Lyft and Uber account and Cash App, which you've let me have on there before. So to say that I stole money out of your account is kind of hypocritical.
I don't have a Lyft or an Uber. As a matter of fact,
You're
the
right.
first time I've ever been in a Lyft or an Uber has been out since we've been here.
You're right. I
So
do.
you used
but
my
you've
card.
let me use it before.
You must have taken a picture of my card without my authorization, and you racked up all these charges. To check
I didn't
that?
purposely go on there, put in her card information, and take money and go on, do Lyft rides and
Where
Cash
did you think
App.
it was coming from?
My account.
You don't have a bank account.
Yes, I do.
A bank account at an actual bank?
I have a debit card and I have where there's money being put in my account for direct deposit.
So would
it
you
is a
check
bank.
that to make sure, like, oh, do I have enough money for this transaction? Like, I logged on to my bank account, and that's why I noticed all this.
Okay, y'all can do money management later. My point is, you're making really bad decisions.
Yes.
And now you've got a charge against you, right?
Yes.
And did you have anything to do with this?
I bond her out of jail.
Other than that?
Other than that, no, I didn't even know about it.
If you had no idea about anything, the money that she kept at your house that I took her to go pick up to go get her car re-registered and back on the road, where did you think she came up with all these hundreds of dollars from?
Well, she's telling me her grandmother is selling stuff. I went through my clothes personally and found all clothes that I didn't wear anymore just so I can give it to her so she could sell, because she was telling me she was selling stuff from her grandmother.
You know what? You guys are talking like she's hanging out with the bad crowd. It sounds to me like he's hanging out with the bad crowd.